going to be working on some broken bamboos today. Let me see. Can I start the goal? No, it doesn't let me start the goal. It's so weird. Okay. How are we looking here? Are we looking okay? No, we're not. We are not, in fact, looking okay. As always. Oh, let's see here. Bit hard to hear you. Well, might have been a false start then. Let me see if I can turn the video encoding down. I can't. All right, give me a second. Got Spectrum going. Okay, let's see how that goes. I think, in theory, this will be better. In theory, this should be better. Yeah. All right, you guys say that I am quiet, so let's fix that. I should be a lot louder now. Oh, right. Hey, if the microphone is on my belt. If the microphone's on my belt. Now you can hear me. Now it's much better. Isn't it? Yeah. More stable video. Oh, look at that. It's like some things work and some things don't. Alrighty. Who's calling me? Don't know. And I'm in a meeting. So we got some bamboos here. We have some broken bamboos. We've got a table full of bamboos. We have P1S up front, an A1 over here, there's an A1 back here, and there's an A1 on the floor. These are all customer machines. So these are machines that came in for service. I'm gonna start with the A1s since they're the most interesting to me as far as machines go. So we're gonna get this P1S up and out of here. Yep, that's heavy. All right. We got two A1s, and in theory, one of them caught fire. So I'm not certain, but the customer said it doesn't turn on anymore. It doesn't print, and they don't know why. So we will work on these together. We're gonna go through the actual process here, determine what is wrong with each machine, determine what we need to buy, what we need to have. We'll look at sourcing parts from the different machines as well as needed. But yeah, these are not my machines. So I'm going to be very clear about that. These are not our machines. These are customer machines. And, well, sometimes it's just more fun to, you know, do it live as it was. So let's see. Hey, look at that. Now you've got a webcam a little bit closer. Andrew Rogers with the $10 for the Council of Andrews. Very nice. For the Fix It Felix Fund, courtesy of the Council of Andrews. I finally got the Council of Andrews shirts over to Editor Andrew. So, yeah, YouTube is not letting me start a Super Chat goal. So, that sucks. Anyways, you know, donate if you want, like, subscribe, all those things. This is a live stream, so it's going to be a little bit more disjointed than like a regular channel video. So if you're watching this back, feel free to skip through. But if you're watching live, you know, hey, like, subscribe, all those things. All right, let's figure out why these machines are broken. So first thing, we got to try to clean these beds off. So two of the A1s and a P1S all come from the same person. This scraper is really rusty. You know what? I don't really care about the build plate, but yeah, this machine went mining, as you guys can see. The build plate everything is just really stuck down to this cryo grip plate from Big Tree Tech. I've got some of these plates. I like the plates. I think they're good plates. Do not clean with alcohol. Please don't do that. It ruins them. So don't do that. I think, or is it the frostbite ones that get ruined from it? Zaxman is wondering when we open a Bambu repair shop. So we've always been a 3D printer repair shop as well. So we allow people to, bring their machines in. Current pricing is $75 for the bench fee. But this one of these A1s, I'm almost positive, caught fire. And in case, I am not going to be charging for that machine. However, I'm going to hold on to it for a while so we can do more testing with it. So I don't know if it's this one. I do have my thermal camera with me so we can actually look at these machines under a thermal camera. I just forget which of them has the failure, and quite frankly, it's not all that important. At least the plate doesn't have adhesion issues. Yeah, at least that. It got really close. So my assumption is for this, if your first layer is as close as we're seeing here, chances are your hot end is bent. They give us like a live print fix Friday, right? I am looking at messed up printers, and we're going to try to determine their failure modes. So live print fix Friday as it was. All right, that's good enough for government work. We're going to end up likely flipping the plate for the purposes of testing here, just so we can do that. Let me... I don't know where the heck my power is over here, so let me figure out where my power is, and let's get this machine plugged into power and booted up so we can figure out what might be wrong with it. One of them, in theory, has a blown power supply. I am not 100% certain, but from everything they told me, which is it was running and now it's not, and I don't know why. What am I going to unplug with this? Oh, that's the table. Okay, I need that plugged in still. You know, you got to have your table plugged in. What a weird thing to say. Oh yeah, I have to have my table plugged in. So weird. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with these machines. This particular customer runs a bit of a print shop. Or I guess they do their own, they make their own parts, right? So because they make their own parts, they need a bunch of machines. They have chosen Bambus for it. However, they are currently 0 for 3. The P1S and the 2 A1s you see here on the table all belong to the same customer, and they are all broken. So, oh, and I stupidly took my trash bag out of here and did not replace it. That's a rip for Grant. Alrighty. Says I'm not sending enough data, so let's see if we can turn the settings up a little bit for you guys. Oh my god, I forget they make noise. Jeez, crow. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go to a higher bit rate. See if that works out. All right, so the A1 did turn on. That's a plus. So this one, in theory, is fine. You guys say there's a bit of lag. I want to make sure that we can resolve that. Well, interestingly, it did not take my my new bitrate, so whatever. All right, so the first thing that we do when we get a machine like this, we're gonna flip the build plate over because oh, it's the steppers. Okay, that makes sense. Back in the day, we used to do that. Back in my day. I'm gonna flip the build plate over because I'm feeling lazy. And I don't feel like doing it. So let's see what's on this machine. We've got a speedboat race benchy. We're gonna have to load filament into it. So we'll get that done. I just want to make sure. Yeah, we'll probably just do the speedboat benchy. What do we got? Some gunmetal gray PLA? Sure. Why the heck not? The first thing to do when you get a 3D printer in for repair is you need to assess exactly what's wrong with it. And since currently we don't know, we have to test it. So we're gonna grab the AMS light here. We're gonna put a spool on it. Right, the AMS light feeds backwards from everything else that we're used to in this industry. That's okay. Put that on. And all right, I'm gonna first move this. This machine's in the way. You get the heck out of the way. Okay. We're going to feed the filament in through the bottom here. Okay. It is starting to feed. That is good. That is what we want to see. That's, you're not done feeding. Keep, okay. Sure, that makes sense. Oh yeah, why is the Z-axis blocked? You're right. You're totally right. Why are the blocks still in here? You're supposed to take these off. How long has this guy been running this with these blocks in? Oh my god, they both do. They both do. They both still have the... I would bet dollars to donuts that's his freaking problem. I would bet dollars to donuts that is his freaking problem. How brokey are these printers? I have no clue. All right, we'll use AMS. Why are you not? Sure. Print that. We're gonna see if it works. We're just gonna let it do its thing. You could actually run these machines with those blocks in, which is kind of a crazy thing to say. But, you know, hey, whatever. It says it's recording. I don't want you to friggin' record. Print options. Oh, well, I can definitely turn off the camera options. Just turn off. And, yep, okay. We've got the little blockade set, so we're okay. What's the point of the blocks if it can move without them? You know, that's a great question. I don't actually know. I do not own a Bambu A1. This is my first time dealing with an A1. So, yeah. But we are recording for your benefit, so we can make more money out of you. Oh. Right. The recording stuff is on. Gotcha. It's very smelly. He must have had something else in there. It was, yes, the part was unscrewed. Huh. Yeah, what is the freaking point of these? I'm not entirely... Oh, because they screw into the frame. They screw into the frame of the printer. Oh, there's its poop. Okay. I've never actually used an A1 before, so we're like, you know, we're learning all of this together. What's the complaint from the client? It doesn't work. That's the complaint from the client. The complaint from the client is the machine doesn't work. So you'd be surprised how many people buy these. Well, maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. A lot of people buy Bambus that aren't as technical as traditional users for 3D printing normally are. And, well, because of that, you run into, hey, machine doesn't work, let's just call a service tech. Hi, I'm your local service tech. Yep, here it goes, sounding like your mom's bedside table. There it goes. Will it catch fire? We'll see. We've got the thermal camera here. And yes, standard layperson, it don't work. Exactly. This machine suffers from a big case of it don't work. Now it's doing the boops. Good lord, that thing moves fast for a bed slinger. And you know what? I can also, if you guys want, I can turn on, I can turn this on here so you can see it from the top down too. I don't know if that's better for you or not. You guys tell me what your preference is. Nikolai's here, says Cora 1 only poops if you ask it to. It's true. I love how this is a Speed Benchy, but it takes longer for the printer to actually, you know, run. Watch this thing be totally fine, by the way. And yes, this is just a leveling routine. This is just the leveling routine. Goner Milegis said, honestly, the A1 is pretty nice for a bed slinger, well, except for the self-immolation issues and locked software. Jeez. Startup sequence takes longer than the print. In this case, it will, because we're printing the Speed Benchy. What we will do after this, once this print is done, assuming it does actually print properly, we are going to basically test every one of the AMS feeders and make sure that every one of the feeders works perfectly fine. Linux asks, how's the Core 1L doing for you so far? Dude, that machine has been an absolute monster. I had one issue, and I have not been able to replicate it, where overnight, when it wasn't printing, it threw an error for its AC power supply. Like that something wasn't right. And I don't know why it did it. I have not been able to replicate it since. And the machines ran perfectly fine ever since. But it was one of the danger red warnings. So it also sets off the... it sets off everything on the machine. What the heck is going on? Why... Okay, well, that first layer looks like absolute ass. So that's not going to work. How do we set your Z offset? Because something tells me the Z offset on this machine doesn't work. Yeah, it made a little bit of a mark, but not much. Yeah. Is it really pooping now? What is it pooping for? Why is all of this waste necessary? No, it is going mining. So my assumption, we're gonna get this off before it becomes more of an issue. My assumption, and this is a, you know, pretty typical one. It's just going to be generic PLA. My assumption with this is that the hot end is bent. So we're gonna go ahead and unload the filament, and we're gonna pull the hot end off. We're gonna take a look at it. So what'll happen with Bambus is when their hot ends bend, because they're using a nozzle probing system, when their hot ends bend and the thing is probing, it doesn't work right. Because it's not really able to get the surface correct. So our first thing to check is that hot end. Yep, it might be the 3 screws on the hot end. They come loose. Yep, we'll be checking those as well. Thank you, guys. This is why part of this, it is fun doing it live, because a lot of you own these machines already. Moonshine Leatherwork says, scrolling in the chat, check if Dr. Tao is here yet. Well, Dr. Tao denied a interview with us at Formnext, so I just wanted to talk to the guy, but we were denied. My God, how long does this take? And yes, I know, we were all so surprised when we were denied an interview. But I think the interview would have been fun. I was honestly looking forward to it. All right, so the unload is complete. Great. So now we're going to come over here, and we are going to... we got to pull off some covers to get to the hot end. Now, again, I have no experience doing this, so those of you that do, that want to tell me I'm an idiot and actually provide some useful help here, that'd be great. There we go. We got that. We're going to go ahead and wait for the hot end to cool down. All right. Yeah, it's supposed to be cooling down. Because I don't want to burn myself. So, yeah. Then, if memory serves me correct with this machine, yeah, we have to remove the sock and then flip the latches. So, that would probably mean that we want to move the machine so we can easily access it. You know, it's funny. I'm doing this instead of unboxing an HT90. Just so you guys know. I need the space for these. I need the space for the HT90. And these machines are taking up that exact space. So I have to get these fixed machines out of the shop. So I want you to know that like $1,000 in Bambu printers are holding us back from a freaking HT90. I am so bummed I can't get that thing unboxed yet. All right, let's get the sock off. Come on, Mr. Socko. Come on. Out you go. All right. That comes out. Ow. Then the whole hot end comes off. Looking at it, it appears to be reasonably straight. That all seems to be pretty tight. Well, yeah, I need the space back in the shop. So yes, this stream is... part of that is to, you know, have all this ready to go. Let's see. Is this the right size? Of course it's not. Why would it be? Oakley dokley. Well, that presents a fun challenge. Oh, right. One of the other people... I don't want to know what that sound was. One of the other person that dropped off a Bambu with all the parts. Just going to make sure these are all 3 tight. Yeah, I mean, at best there was a 1/4 turn in them. It was not a ton. I don't notice a bend in the hot end. Is it still hot? Yeah, it's kind of warm. Can I cold pull it? Let's find out. Oh yeah, I can cold pull it. Cold pull looks really clean. So we'll show this off on the top-down camera. So yeah, that cold pull came out nice and clean. You can see the tip formation is really, really good. So yeah, that is in good shape. We don't have to worry about that. Okay. I mean, in theory, it's fine. So the next step, what we want to do is we want to move the Z-axis all the way up. So you can also move it all the way down, but you need something that will hit the Z at the same place. This machine has some metal bars here. We're going to send them all the way up to where the Z contacts. So we can go ahead and reinsert the hot end. And get it latched. I have said since day one that this hot end system is one of the smartest out there, and I still believe that. I still believe this is. It is legitimately one of the easiest hot ends to work on. So, all right. Oh my God. This is going to take a while. It wants me to home the machine, but I deliberately don't want to home the machine because I actually want it to contact the top. So you might say, Grant, why do you want to do that? Well, I want to do that because when the hot end itself, or when the carriage contacts the top, it will, in theory, level itself out. So if there's any inconsistencies with the x-axis leveling, which would also be z-axis, this will solve it. It's an old school trick, but it checks out. It moves so slow because it wants me to home it, and I very much don't want to home it. I want it to run into the top of the machine. That is ideally what we want. Turn off the motors and push it. No, actually having the motors do the work is what I want it to do because the motors will self-align themselves. If I do it by hand, chances are I'm not going to get it perfect. This is just easier. I know it takes a little bit of time. We're going to run it in quite a few times, make sure it's really there. Now we can go ahead and hit home. So we have a general understanding now that the machine is going to be level in the x-axis, which is what we want. Oh, you can see where the Z-block... Oh, yeah, you absolutely can see where the Z-block has scratched the frame. That looks and appears to be cosmetic to me. So, I'm not exactly certain it's that big of a deal. But, who knows? All right, let's not do the speedboat. Let's do, let's just do the regular Benchy. 21 minutes. Use AMS, which is what we want. All right. So from what I can tell, it's not loose. It's latched in. Everything is good. I'm going to turn that off. That is so annoying. And I currently have the sock off the machine. This will now allow us to kind of check it as it's doing its booping procedure to see how it's looking. So part of what you want to do on machines like this, if you suspect that it could have a bent hot end, you want to pull off the sock and actually see how the hot end itself is contacting the build plate. I have the front cover off as well, but that's not technically important. It's the sock. The silicone sock being off the machine will give us a better look as to what we're seeing here. I'm going to use my current favorite EDC flashlight. It was sent to us by Olight. I have the Arc Pro from Olight. I've had it for about 3 months now. Carried it all around the world. It's been in my pocket pretty much every single day. This stupid light is amazing. But I'm going to use it to kind of just see what we can see. Booping procedure seems to me like it would be a term in the actual Bambu manual. I mean, you know. Pooping procedure. No. That's what they do in frat houses. Because it's always bro. This Hotend really stinks. Like, it doesn't smell good. I'm not certain what about it makes it not smell good, but it just doesn't smell good. And I know that's such a dumb thing to say, because, like, I should probably have a better answer than, oh, it just doesn't smell good. Oh, it just doesn't smell good. What's the camera near the printer filming? This one? It's this angle. There's multiple angles. You guys have a multi-cam setup here. Yeah. Yeah, so this is an Elgato face cam. Above me is a Canon Vixia HFR 200. And in front of me is a Gen 1 Insta360 Link. Ah. Bad smell on a pooping machine. Yeah. Well, and given this machine, actually all the A1s, to my knowledge, are in the sphere of problems, if you will. I want to check them. I hate that, like, the bulk of printer repair is just hurry up and wait, but it is. Is the bad smell from smoked Z-axis steppers because of the blocks? No. For you to burn out a stepper, you really have to try. Because they're brushless, they don't really burn out in the way that you would expect. I really wanted to do more of a procedure. That says stainless. I think it's hardened. Well, the next option that we're going to be going down is oh, okay. Hold on. That looks good. Tell me I didn't just need to take the Hotend out and then put it back in. Because that's going to be really frustrating if the answer was, oh yeah, just, you know, freaking unplug it, then plug it back in. What? Nozzle temperature malfunction. Interesting. You're good. Keep going. Oh, because the fans. Because I'm missing I'm missing this. So yeah, that makes sense. Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yeah, the sock's not on. I'm holding it in my hand. So, I might be able to... Aha! I was able to push it on while we were waiting. Perfect. I swear to God, this machine wastes more material than it prints. It's chilly outside. Put some socks on. It is not chilly here in Florida. It is 73 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think is like 18 or 19 Celsius. Well, on the plus side, this one was easy. And this is why we charge a flat rate for bench fees. 21 Celsius. Good Lord. This is why we charge a flat rate for bench fees. We don't know how difficult it's going to be to solve these issues. It is a flat $75 for bench fees. Okay, the waste is because of a long melt zone. Well, yeah. I guess I can put this back on too. I don't technically need this off anymore. Okay, you don't like me doing that. I'm just gonna stop doing that. Hopefully it stays cool here in Florida. Yeah, I'm up in Tampa, and it's not. It's just, it's not. It's hot. But I don't have my AC in the garage on, so that's nice. That's nice. All right, so I'm getting a keyframe frequency error on YouTube. Why exactly, I don't know, but let's find out if we can fix that. We'll try sending 2. Okay, I am reasonably happy with how this machine is running. We're going to go ahead and let it finish the Benchy. Oh, Mayhem Monster says I was one of the students that was talking to you earlier at the Kirkland Ranch Academy of Innovation Robotics Club. Yes, I just came from a robotics club, and now I'm working. It's part of the deal. So yeah, we are working closely with the local tech high school and their robotics club. So we're gonna have some fun. And you know what? While I'm at it, let me get this thing turned on here. Here, you guys want to see something cool? That's always fun, isn't it? So yeah, I should post a link to that thermal camera. I would if I could. I'll see if it's available again on Amazon. But yeah, I don't think it's available anymore on Amazon. Let me check if I can find it. I'll put a link in the chat. Or actually, I'll send the link to my brother, and my brother can post the link in the chat. Because I don't have an easy way to do that. I'm gonna find a lot of, like, socks. Because I bought thermal socks recently. Oh, I found the same thing. Sweet. All right, Tarsman, I'm texting you the link to it so you can have it. That's the one I have. It uses the app ThermCam. I'm not exactly certain how safe the app is, but you know, kind of is what it is. So what I can do is I can do that. I can literally just set that there. And yes, Tarsman, that's an affiliate link. Then you guys are able to kind of see the machine. You want a thermal selfie? It'll be upside down. Here, I have to hold it all upside down for it to work properly. There's your thermal selfie. Your boy's hot. Your boy's hot. Look at me, I'm hot. Here, while we're at it, let's look in the problem area. The problem area on the A1 is normally... Oh, yeah. Stop moving the friggin' camera. Oh, my God. Hey, guys, where do you think the... Where do you think that NTC thermistor is that gets hot? Where do you guys think that NTC thermistor is that gets hot? The plastics are at the better part of 35 Celsius, which, okay, fair, is well within the, you know, the rated range for the plastics, but that's pretty warm. Jimmy, should we do a t-shirt that says, "This is why I'm hot," and it's just the cat in a thermal camera? Because that would actually be pretty funny. We also hired a new designer. I'm very excited about that. We hired a new artist. Her name is Lillian. So we're gonna have more merch coming out. I'm now upset that I didn't print the Speed Benchy. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the printer on its side, and we're going to take a look at that NTC thermistor and see how hot it gets. A t-shirt that has a thermal imprint as if the cat was sleeping on you? Seabass, if you are in the Discord, put that in the damn Discord. And if you're not, one of the freaking mods, put that in the Discord. That is so good. I love that. I love that idea. This is why I'm hot. Cat holding an A1. Oh my gosh. You guys, those are good ideas. I like those ideas. Put those in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, which is available at the $10 tier and higher. Yes, we pay gate our Discord, but we don't have spam BS on there. Most likely I'll be there hanging out later this evening. We'll see. But yeah, we hang out there relatively often. Oh, I hate when things take forever. My daughter still talks about Victoria and your friend Grant, even though she lost the pin. Oh no. We can get her more pins. Seabass gives the copyright for one gummy bear. Well, if we do go to print with that shirt, Seabass, I'll send you one. How's that sound? So yeah, if one of the mods wants to put it in the branded products channel, put it in there, and then just say who came up with the idea. Sure you didn't select the slow benchy. I did. This is the 20-minute benchy. Says it only has 4 minutes left, but that's fine. Then we're going to take the back panel off, and we're going to get a look up under the skirt of this thing. Don't worry. I have consent. I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow, too. I'm surprised Collie's not in here yelling at me for having my hair so long. It's been like almost 4 months I've had a haircut. We're getting a haircut tomorrow. Let's hope it's not too hot for YouTube. Well, you know. Sometimes you got to get it, you know, a little spicy. It's more fun that way. How many people we got here hanging out? 110 people hanging out. Well, hey, it's great to have you. Leave a like if you don't mind. There is no way this machine finishes in 4 minutes. Like, there's just no way. Right? We'll take a look at the benchy together, though, so you guys can get a look at it as well. My light is way too far away, I think. Sorry. I had a very long day. I'm only on about 2 hours of sleep. I could crank the speeds up, but I'm not going to because this will now let us look at the benchy together. Put it in ludicrous mode. No. No. It's fine the way that it is. It's not that big of a deal. Any of you guys have A1s? Who here has an A1? I'd like to know. I thought you were growing it to match Jacob. There's Collie. No, no, no. No, dude, I've been out of town. It's like, it's super long right now. I was going to try to get it on the camera, but it's not that easy. But yeah, it's super long right now. Bridging looks pretty good. The Mocker has one. Okay. Tulsa Skin does. Seabass says, I find it funny the plate is a different shade of blue on each camera. It doesn't surprise me. You've got Insta360, Canon, and Elgato. So, yeah, it makes sense. Gregman has an A1, a Mini, 2 P1Ss, and an H2D. Nice, nice. Jimmy Jabba Jabba. Jimmy Jibba Jabba has 2 X1 carbons and an A1. Mockers, 2 P1Ss, 1 P2S, and H2D. All right. Goner Me Leggies says, I had an A1, bought it at launch, and not bought another Bambu since. Oh, God, I have a Snapmaker A350 as well. I'm going to give that to the local high school. So I'll take the write-off on that machine. I don't want it. I'll take the write-off on it. It has a Blobadoom. And I have the pickup truck right now. Oh, perfect. Yeah, it's not a great machine. But they might have a use for it, and if they don't, they can pull it apart. So we just keep on waiting for the Bambu to print. Who's calling me? I'm busy. Okay, that's the first one done. All right, so we retracted the filament. We're good there. Let's... Shut up! Hello? I'm turning it off. I hate that so much. How the heck do you turn that off? What the heck? Control? No. Where the frig do you turn that off at? Okay, whatever. Gosh darn, these build plates hold well. All right, let's go to the top-down camera. All right. You can tell, very interesting hull line on that Benchy, but otherwise, pretty darn clean. Pretty darn clean. Can't hate that, man. You cannot hate that Benchy. That's clean. Some slight VFAs, not too bad. More than acceptable in my opinion. Settings. I don't see print options. Ah! Haha! There was a whole nother thing that I missed. Meh. Whatever. It's not my printer. Okay. So now we need to put the printer on its side here. Okay, it's gonna turn off its motors. That's fine, I guess. We'll put the printer on its side. And the panel we need to get to is in here. I think. I'm almost positive it's there. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I've got damage on this. I really don't want to take all those screws off. I really don't. But I think I might have to. What's up with the whole line? Change in temperature. Yeah. Likely change in layer time. So we go from much slower layers to much faster layers. So it is 7,000 screws. Well, that's fun. I'm going to go back to this so you guys have a better look-see doodles over here, see what we're looking at. But yeah, I guess I gotta remove all these friggin' screws. I didn't want to do that today, but here we are. Yeah, I think it's just I think it's a layer time thing. Really, I just need to be able to like peek into the area that I think has the issue. So I don't think we have to remove all the screws. I think we just have to remove some of them. But I was definitely getting some extra heat from this area, so I do want to check it to see what could potentially be going on. Oh, good. These are all just screwed into plastic. I'm sure there's no way that could go wrong. Sure, there's no way this could go wrong. All right, I need to check. I don't know where the actual board is. Traditionally, I see them on this side. That's like my assumption is that's where it is. I will probably need some sort of a scraper tool to pop it open here. I am a trained Florida man. I do this for a living. So, you know, don't be stupid, please. Ow, that didn't feel great. Yep, that's our danger board. Okay, I can see the danger board. What we are going to do is we're going to use my phone and the thermal camera. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take this camera. We're going to have it look straight down, which is going to look onto my phone and the thermal camera. Oh, dang it. I need to get my phone closer. I am out of cable length. Story of my friggin' life, man. No. That NTC thermistor, it's right there, right where my finger's pointing. It's warm, but it's not the hottest thing in there. So we're gonna go ahead and heat up the machine. Just gonna put that under there. We're gonna heat up the machine right now, and we will see if that has any impact. Okay, so we're now heating up the bed. Again, please don't try this at home. Oh, yeah. Getting to see that NTC thermistor is quite difficult. Yep, there's your problem. That component is over 100 degrees Celsius. It is absolutely not designed to run that way. Shame on you, Bambu. Shame on you. Over 120 degrees Celsius. Let me see if I can get you guys a better angle here. And I'm gonna record some video too. This is the inside of a Bambu A1. That NTC thermistor is over 120 Celsius. It's finally cooling down because now the bed is at temperature. Oh my God. This is a huge issue, guys. Like, we yelled at Cheaty for less than this. This is not acceptable. 117, 118, 120. That's fire hazard. That is absolutely a fire hazard. Holy crap, guys. I don't know what to say about this right now. No, the Chidi got to over 100 Celsius. Oh my god. All right, I'm also going to change... We'll look at changing the color, yeah, to make it a little bit easier to read. I am baffled. I'm assuming it's at temperature. Yeah, it's at temperature already. So when it gets to temperature, it cools down, but... Yeah. I don't know what the specs are, but I can tell you it's not rated for 120 Celsius. So, yeah. I can tell you it's not rated for 120 Celsius. Sorry for the reflections there, guys. Sarah, I'm gonna take the bed to 100. This is the NTC thermistor on the Bambu. Over 120 Celsius sustained spot temperature. We have just opened up the side of an A1. Yeah, 130. 133. Like, we knew this was a problem, but that's excessive, guys. 135, 136, 137. That is unreasonably hot for an electronic component. And I'm even giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm holding open a cover right now. 140. There's 140 degrees Celsius. That is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. All right. So I've got a little bit of work to do right now. We're going to go ahead and take that video, and we're going to post it to social media. So bear with me here for just a few minutes while, you know, we post this. Death threats inbound in 3, 2, 1. Yep. Yep. Oh crap, I need to get my Hey, with someone with an ARS 5000. I always love when we get the ARS stuff because it stays up for the entire stream. But it's like 5 USD. It's awesome. I think it's hilarious. All right. Post has been sent up onto Twitter. You guys are welcome to go and retweet it, whatever you'd like. This machine is not safe for me to return back to the customer. So we have done our inspection. Okay, $3.50. We have done our inspection and have found that this machine is not safe to return to the customer in its current condition. So we will be buttoning it back up, but we will let the customer know that the machine is not safe to return. What happened to it? It reached over 140 Celsius on the NTC thermistor on the inside of the power supply. We just hit it with a thermal camera. I put part of the video on Twitter. You can go watch it there. Says have the new bed. Don't know, don't care. I believe it does, but I don't know and I don't care. I can give you like a serial from it if you want to look. But there is no fix for this. There is no known fix for this at this time. It has nothing to do with the bed cable being pinched. Nothing. There is nothing about this that has anything to do with the bed cable being pinched. This is the power distribution board on the printer that anytime that you use anything with heat, it gets well over 100 degrees Celsius. That's not safe. We gave Chidi absolute hell for this. And yeah, a new board resolves it, but that means the individual has to work with live mains voltage. And one, that's illegal in many areas and countries. And two, if you don't know what you're doing, it's not safe. I am not going to sit here and give you guys our thoughts onto what is causing it. I believe I know what has caused it. Well, I mean, it's a component failure, right? We know it's a component failure. However, I am not going to give ideas or conjecture without the evidence to back it up. We never have, and we never will. We obviously know this is a component failure. I have a theory as to why it's occurring. One side of that theory is totally understandable. The other side is class action lawsuit. But I need an official facility to actually do the testing and telling us. So I've got 2 more A1s. We have to figure out what's wrong with them. Part of this is going to be, we're going to be taking those pieces off and checking to see. So we know that this one is not safe to return to the customer, unfortunately. That would put yourself at risk for speculation if you are wrong. That is correct. Tech Jeeper, it's been 0 days since a 3D printing controversy caused by Grant. I didn't cause shit. Bambu caused this. This has nothing to do with me. We're the ones that are actually testing it and telling people this is not safe. The Bambu Lab A1 is not safe. Do not print with the Bambu Lab A1. Now, because we don't have enough of these yet, we don't know what serial numbers are affected. We know we have reports as far back as over 1 year ago of this exact issue occurring. And normally the machines burn a hole in them. So it is fine to return them. It's not fine for them to continue using it. Yes, I agree. If your machine is still under warranty, get rid of it. If it's not, stop using it right now. I thought Chidi issue was an SSR overheating rather than an NT. No, the Chidi overheating was a choke coil. I think it was a choke. It was a coil of sorts that was getting really hot and overheating. So, yeah. J1 Mini suffer from the same issue? I don't think so. We have no reports at this time of the A1 Mini having the issue. And the main reason is that the A1 Mini has a fan down there. The A1 is fully passively cooled for all its electronics, which is funny because like the rest of the machine isn't passively cooled. Why passively cool this? But they did. So again, I'm not here to point fingers. I'm here to bring solutions. And this, not safe. Not safe at all. Should I put it on the Bambu lab? I'll do it for my computer. I'll do it for my computer. I'm not going to post the Bambu lab subreddit like this. They're just going to call me a hater. I believe this is a post recall machine because it does say avoid excessive bending and dragging. So I believe this is a post error machine. But on the bright side, as long as it doesn't catch fire, this machine does work. So we have confirmed that this machine is functioning. It's functioning up to the standard that I would like to see. And because of that, it can now go away. I'm going to put it on the floor. Yeah, solutions and facts. I mean, that's what I want here, guys. I was more than happy to call out Cheaty on their BS because what the heck? Why? What is on this belt that is goopy? Oh, there's lube on the belt. Why is there lube on the belt? You know what? I'm not asking questions. It's fine. I cannot at this time recommend Bambu Lab A1s. This is not safe. And I guess it's about an hour in. So Tarzman, can you put in the live stream channel or, yeah, in the live stream channel that we started testing this about an hour in so I can find it and clip it. Yes, we're going to check the second one and there's a third one. I need to wait for this bed to cool down a little bit, before I move it, but I can give you guys some info from the back of the machine that can, in theory, help us better determine the age of this machine. So I'm going to take a picture of the machine serial number so I have that handy. I don't want to just say it because I don't know what identifying information the serial number carries. It's got a QR code. No, don't scan QR codes with your personal phone. You know better than that. Okay. I mean, otherwise, I'm reasonably satisfied with the performance of this machine. So, from a repair stance, and to be clear, again, your average repair shop is not going to check that. We will because it's something that we're monitoring. This machine suffers from that problem. So, we're a little bit different because we are monitoring and keeping an eye on this problem. But your average 3D printer repair facility is not going to check that unless you specifically ask them to and they know what they're looking for. Thankfully, I asked the customer. It would be cool with me looking at the machine and taking it apart. And they said, yep, as long as it works when you give it back to me. I said, okie dokie. So this machine we might need to keep for a little bit longer just because of service. I'm curious, do you guys think that I should be reaching out to Bambu? I don't think that I should be, but I don't know. See, this is the weird thing with being a repair place for 3D printers. I never know if like I'm supposed to reach out and get the parts for the customer or if that's the customer's job, right? Because like when you find a 3D printer that is a fire hazard, do you A, do nothing? Yeah, I don't think I do either. We know how that goes. Yeah, that's fair. We all know how that goes. All right. A1 number 2. So the temperature range of the NTC is apparently -40°C to +300°. You're looking at the wrong one. So you're looking at the NTC thermistor in the hot end, which, yes, that is. This is not that. This is the NTC thermistor in the power supply module. It's not the same thing. They are not designed to run at 140 Celsius. I promise you, because they've been catching fire. I've got it somewhere. I've got the actual model number of it somewhere. But yeah, Tech Jeeper, you're looking at the wrong one. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see if it's on one of my computers here. You know what? Yeah, you were looking at the NDC thermistor on the hot end. It operates the same way. So they operate the same way, which is kind of cool. The NDC thermistor is used in place of a metal oxide varistor. So that's the thing we're dealing with right now. Hello? HP? You gonna... I didn't break the screen, did I? Hope I didn't break the screen. Ah, great. Okay. Let me pull the history from my other computer. It is that... God bless it. It might take me a bit. Someone in our Discord server figured it out. Am I able to, like, search inside of the history? No, I'm not. Well, maybe. Let's find out. NTC. Tabs from other devices. NTC. No. Nope. Dang. I don't have it handy, I'm sorry. I thought I did. I know I do inside. I can go try and find it, or someone, if you're in our Discord, can just look. All right, let's figure out what's going on with this machine. So this is a brand new build plate. This is from the brand new machine that he just bought. So let's go ahead. And to be clear, that thing got to 140 Celsius like pretty much freaking instantly. I'm not a huge fan of that. You do not want your components heating up that fast. And I got more machines to work on, so I'm not gonna sit here and dwell over that. I have to move on to the next machines. We will do a further dive here a little bit later. So if you're curious, follow us on social media. We will be posting all about it. But I can tell you that 140 Celsius for a non-actively cooled part is a very short life for that part. Hello? There we go. All right. We got this moving. Don't forget to remove the shipping. That's right. This one has the same thing. This one has the same damn thing. It's funny, in the one that we built at my house, or yeah, he brought it over to the house because I wasn't at the shop at the time. So I just had him come to the house. But we built one here. Is this one got the screws in it still? What the heck? Nope. Okay. He just left. That's so weird. You would think that those blocks, you could integrate those blocks into the machine pretty easily. But like also at the same time, why not have them designed so they fall out? Well, I guess they're only friction holding the Z. Okay. All right. Fine. I take that back. If they fell out, they wouldn't do their job. So, yeah. All right. So what we need to do is, well, here, let me bring you guys back to a different view here. Here. So now you're back to the multicam view. All right, we are going to go ahead and is the AMS hooked up? Yes. Filament. Hello? Why are you not? I know, you need to... Oh, Bambu, I need you to let me choose what it is. All right, whatever. It is generic PLA. Awesome. All right. And Gregman says, let's admit it, Bambu is top-notch shipping packaging. Dude, they really do. Everybody else needed to learn from Bambu about their packaging. And I think a lot of them have. I think a lot of them have. And that's good, right? I mean, that is something that moves the industry forward. Like, people really think that we just don't like Bambu. I love these machines. I think they're great when they're not on fire. You know, but that's life. That's not a good sound. I'm not certain if you guys can hear that. The extruder is very upset on this machine. So, all right, this machine actually needs some sort of repair. No problem. Nope. Stop it! Oh my god, the noise is so terrible. I hate that. Okay. Quit loading the filament. Holy jeez. All right. So we're going to do the next best thing. We're going to go ahead and pull the hot end sock off of it. Oh god, it's moving. Why are you moving? Stop it. All right. We're going to pull the hot end sock. We're going to pull the hot end out of the machine. It is going to be very hot right now. Don't burn my plate. We're going to inspect the bore here. This machine looks unprinted. Dude, I can see all the way through. This machine has not been printed with. What? It's clean. The machine's clean. How is it clean? That's not right. Okay, while we're here, let's just check these 3 screws that everyone says are an issue. A little loose on one, but not much else. Yep, okay. The hot end does get hot. Did I just really burn my finger from doing that? Thank God for oily skin. Jesus. So I'm guessing that we're just not properly aligned here. That's likely what we have going on. That we're just missing some alignment stuff on this machine. See, it's like, here's the thing. There's not much that really goes wrong with these Bambu printers. Like, dude, when they run, they freaking run. It's just, when they don't run, they don't run. Okay. Alrighty. Let's just stuff the sock back on it. I don't know if I like that style of sock. I don't know. I don't know. It says that it's loaded. It's definitely not loaded. But that's fine. So we'll heat the nozzle to 250. And what we'll do is we'll push the extruder through. Is your Bambu running? Get it. Oh my God, that's what I should have used for the thumbnail. Is your Bambu running? You better go catch it. My gosh, Tech Jeeper for the freaking win. Hey, K2, do you have a thermal camera handy? Because I know you have A1s, right? I really want you to put your A1s under thermal, because you've had your A1s for a while. Dude, I am so worried that this issue is way more systemic than we think it is. Oh, no, the extruder. The extruder is fundamentally clogged. Okay. All right. Let's get you off. I believe you are a push and twist, right? Really need a thermal camera. Dude, thermal cameras are awesome. How else will you show the ladies or the gentlemen or the theys and thems of the world that you're hot? There's only one way to find out. All right, we're gonna start digging into the extruder here. Let's give you guys something to actually look at here. Only accept compensation in the form of Prusa Core ones. Okay. Never got the A1. Oh. You know, it's funny. I really like the A1. Like, as a machine, I think it's a decent machine, all things considered. All right. How in the sin do you get this apart? I'm playing the normal game, which is see a screw, remove a screw. You have to remove the cutter too? Probably do. Fire hazard aside, it's great. Well, I'm not a huge fan of having that as an aside, right? I need a thermal camera pic for my Tinder profile. Hell yeah, you do. Printer Trucker, hey dude, said every repair job he's had with his A1 and P1S have been easy. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is kind of knowing where you need to do things. And currently I don't, so... yeah, I mean, look, they're easy to work on. You just have to know what screws to take out and then where to put them back. You dig? All right, so I'm gonna remove the Bowden tube from the top of the machine here. We're gonna take a look and see if there's anything jammed in it. That's like a good thing to check on machines. See if anything's jammed. No, and I guess you gotta be careful because there's a freaking ribbon cable in there. Good Lord, that'll do some damage if you're not knowledgeable of it. Jeez. I don't see anything that tells me that this is going to be in the way. No. That's completely clean. So, okay. There should be nothing wrong with this machine. Oh my God, this stupid ribbon cable. Go back in the printer. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna try to load it again. I just think that the end of the filament's not grabbing the screws very well. Yeah, Liz, please do check yours. That ribbon cable's kind of dumb. I don't know what it's for. It looks like it's some sort of like load cell sensor. But, I mean, look, the reason you guys have connected printers in terms of like they can detect when things are wrong is because of Bambu. So you give credit where it's due every single time. You can be mad at a company for making poor decisions, but you can't ignore the things that they've brought to the industry. And Bambu's brought this to the industry. Okay, it's not moving at all. That tells me our issue's deeper. We have to go deeper. Let me pull tension off and see. Even with no tension, it still grinds. So why are you grinding? All right. Let's get all this pulled apart. Similarly for, let's get the hot end removed from the machine. I really just want this section here to come off. But... oh, you're gonna make me remove those two tiny screws. Okay. Oh, well, whose ever printer this is, the friggin' lube emptied itself into their container. That's fun. What do I think of the P2S? I don't have one. The only Bambu that I own is an X1 carbon. I know a lot of people use Bambus for business, but Bambus do not fit in my business. We work with way too much intellectual property and ITAR jobs, so unfortunately, we are not able to really mess with them. And Bambu's not a huge fan of me, and they're probably not going to be a very huge fan of me after that tweet. But I also don't care, because my job is to help inform the consumer, and my job is to educate people, it's to entertain people, it's to do all these different things. My job is not to bow down to corporate overlords. You don't get that here. Where in the frig are these other bolts, dude? What is the best kit to build a printer? I am very biased. I really, really like Prusa kits, but Prusa kits were much better back when they actually sent the manual. Now that they don't send the manual, I'm not as huge a fan of the Prusa kits as I used to be. Okay. All right, now we're playing my favorite game. See a screw, remove a screw. Because we got to get inside. So to do that, we got to start removing screws. Are we any closer to being free? What the hell? Oh, there might be these down here. Okay. I'm assuming this is going to be very similar to the X1 carbon, which is like super, super simple to take apart. Once you know where all the screws are, right? Would like to make a 400mm multi-tool head. I would say that if you want to do a multi-tool head machine, right now you've got kind of 3 options, but 2 of them aren't around yet at that size. So if you can do a little bit smaller, you've got the Bambu H series with Vortex. That's the H2D, H2S with Vortex. So you can do that. You can do Index on an SV08 or SV08 Max. I think that's a great option. What are your other options? I mean, and then there's the U1 from Snapmaker, but that's not even close to a 400. And as much as I love my XL, it's got so many teething issues as a machine that it's so expensive that I can't recommend it. Like, it's not a bad machine, But for the average user, it is, right? It's just too expensive. Yeah, Tech Cheaper's right. You won if you can go smaller and save money for bigger when an index comes out. Yeah, like that to me is much closer to the ticket. Oh my gosh, how many freaking screws to get into this thing? Yes, you could do you could be like Danny and do a stealth changer on a Voron and all that, but if the name didn't tell you anything, it's Printed Trucker. He is a over-road trucker, and I'm not certain really wants to deal with the similar teething issues that you get with a Voron. So, I don't know. Especially the stealth changer, because like it's cool. And Danny Neokoi Prince has done such an amazing job. Are you really gonna pull out the whole gosh darn motor? Are you friggin' serious right now? Holy bejesus. Why do we need to pull out the whole gosh darn motor? No, you don't. You don't need the whole damn motor. Go back. Shut up. All right, so that's one side. Oh, it's not a double gear extruder. It's only a single wheel extruder. Huh. I would have thought this was going to be very similar to the X1 Carbon. Because again, like, you know, they have these parts in hand, but no. It is a smooth idler plus bearing system. So, what we are going to do... Ah! Look at that. The motor's not turning even with nothing on it. So we have a further issue than this, right? It is not our extruder. We are now down into the motor. Oh, man. It's funny because like I can manually turn this motor without any issues at all. Right? Like I can spin it. But it doesn't want to spin on its own. I think it's got a broken wire. Yeah, I think we're dealing with a broken stepper motor wire. All right, so we are going to, I'm like using my camera to find the cable. There's the AMS. Don't need that. That can come out. I just want to remove this. Challenge alerting would be fun. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think it would be fun. But yeah, I'm just a little bit worried about space constraints for you, dude. Pretty Trucker is one of the people that historically we don't agree, but we respect each other. And I think that is so awesome that there are people out there that don't agree, but they have, you know, a level of mutual respect, you know. That's what life's all about, man. Life's about mutual respect. So why... Oh, I see. I'm like, why is this motor stuck in? Because there's 4 screws, you ding-dong. All right, we're going to get the front plate off. Wait, so you don't just ban people you disagree with? No, I don't. In fact, I often really like trying to talk with them. I think it's important for us to have an open discourse in this community. People are welcome to have differences of opinions, right? Now, if you're just being a jerk to be a jerk, yout, right? But normally, dude, like, no, I don't really see a point in it. I'd rather have the haters here, because if nothing else, the haters keep you honest, you know? There are so many little tiny wired things on this machine. It is so, so annoying. All right. Yep. So stepper motor is just spinning. Where is your wiring? All right, my assumption is I'm gonna have to move the machine over some, so. Yeah, it's on the back. That's what I figured. Oh, no, there are no screws back here. Does this back cover just pop off? Not a truck at home. It's a snap-on cover. Okay. Sorry, all these little delicate pieces are like messing with me right now. Let me see if I can pop the cover off. I'm coming around to the front. Well, that's definitely the stepper motor, right? It's gotta be. All right. So I think I've got the wiring for the stepper motor. It looks like it's this top one right here. We're gonna go ahead and pull that out. We're gonna try to, okay. So we hit the still load button, but it didn't work. So that's good. That means we've removed the right plug. Our disagreements are business philosophy only. That's true. It's true. But we can sit here and say that we disagree about some things, we can agree about others, and we can just be nice people to each other. And dude, that's what I love about this community. All right. So we did the whole unplug it, replug it back in. That didn't work. So we're now going to have to go a little bit deeper onto this one. Before we do, I really do want to get a look at the side of this machine with the thermal camera. So I think I want to do that first. Yeah, I want to do it first. Thing I have to be very, very mindful of are some of these wires are super, super tiny and super, super delicate. What I should do is just put one screw a little bit back in. This way I'm not breaking any wires when I'm doing it. Except when Bambu sends hitmen after me. I mean, look, I've had my life threatened on this channel multiple times. Over plastic pooping machines. It's kind of crazy. But they all get the same response that I think is the most valid one. If you would like to play F Around and Find Out Florida Man Edition, you're welcome to. I don't think it's compatible with life. Some people are fine with that. Me, I value my life a lot. So don't be stupid. That's all. Okay, let's get this thing on its side. And let's remove some of the screws. We found we only have to remove some of them, so that actually works out really well for us. How about some Earth, Wind, and Fire, some background music? There is background music. Is it just too quiet? Might be too quiet. I can't play copywritten music because it'll get the stream demonetized. And yeah, you know, we do like to make money on YouTube when we can. So again, I guess I'll remind you, if you do want to support to keep the streams ad-free, because we do turn off ads while they're live, be greatly appreciated. BGM is okay. Yeah, I'm using a royalty-free radio on Spotify. It might just be really quiet. Let me make sure, because I can see it running. It just might be really quiet for you guys. Here, I turned it up like 10 dB. You should be able to hear it. There's really no reason you shouldn't be able to hear it. I just want to make sure that, like, it's not blowing me out and I'm not blowing it out, you know? Gotta be careful of blowing these days. Who only comes to hang out for the BGM? This is not... Oh, the volume was fine. Oh, all right. I'll turn it back down. This is not BGM. This is royalty-free radio on Spotify. So, it's getting super late here in Europe. Good luck with the A1. Thank you, Zax, man. I'll see you in the Discord. Which, if you do want to join and hang out with us, $10 tier and higher gets that to you. And yep, even with the royalty-free stuff, you still end up getting claims. You still have to fight them. It's still insanely stupid, but it's part of life. All right, so what we found is that when you are heating the bed, that's when the machine gets unreasonably hot. One of these two machines is in the date range, so I'm curious to see if they both end up in the date range. Why you no work right now? There we go. All right. We will enable thermal imaging. Really, I should do it this way. Yeah, that's the way I should do it. Sorry, guys. I'm doing my best. It is tough to film and do all this at the same time, so my apologies. Why is that not... Am I missing a screw? No. 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 Oh yeah, that's right, there's glue. Yeah, there's glue. There we are. There's glue. This is a completely different machine. Here, we'll do that. 93, 96, 100, 103, 104. Whoop. Dang it. My bad. So we can see that once again, that piece is much higher than everything else in there. It's at 130 Celsius and climbing. 130. There's 34. 135. I can't think of many electronics that are designed to run at these temperatures. I legitimately can't. Can you see the studs in your floor or walls of that hot cam? Yes, you can. Here. Nope, that's the wrong way. When it readjusts the ceiling, yes, you'll be able to see it. Come on, adjust the ceiling. Oh my gosh. Okay, you can kind of see them. Well, here, let's enable their super sampling. So you can kind of see it, but yes, you can see the rafters. All right, going back in here. Okay, so it's gotten a temperature. I can tell because it's cool. It's cooling down. So let's let it run again. Very few parts are rated to work at this temp. That's correct. Yes. Very, very few parts. There's 130. So now it's at temperature. So now, yeah, so now the temperature's starting to drop a little bit. We're at 132. And remember, this is surface temperature. Okay. And yes, Troy J, that's exactly what we're looking at. 124. So yeah, we're at temperature, so we're dropping already. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn off the bed. So yeah, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I want to love the A1 as much as the rest of you guys, because legitimately, it's a decent printer. But it's a decent printer that has a fire hazard problem. These are two separate machines. This is not the same machine we just looked at earlier. This is a different one. Now, it is from the same customer. So we're going to take a look at a third one. I still need to determine what's actually wrong with this machine. But, yeah. That's no bueno. That is no bueno. Machines should not get that hot. I want to remind you guys that I am considerably more, what's the right term? Relaxed than I was with the Cheaty Fire. Like, I was expecting the Cheaty Fire as well, and I yelled at them live. I'm just telling you all not to use these machines. So what is the point of the component? I'm not entirely certain. I believe it's a current limiting device, but it's an NTC thermistor on a power supply module. I believe it acts something like a metal oxide varistor, but I'm not certain. So what are you going to do with all those A1s in your shop with being unsafe to return to the customer? That will be the customer's decision. I will let them know our findings, and it will be up to them as to what to do. I will make them take them back. I'm not going to leave them here because I need the space to unbox an HT90 because I need that machine to make money. And we're going to do a really cool video series of that machine. I know a lot of you want to make money with your 3D printers, so we're going to take a $10,000 3D printer and show you how long it actually takes us to pay it back. So that's going to be a whole business thing. But, all right, so now we got to check wiring and stuff like that. I am debating on setting this machine to the side and coming back to this one last. But I'm not certain that's the smartest idea. So, to keep going, I'm going to have to remove some circuit boards and stuff from the other side. With that, I'm going to completely remove the AMS and put it off to the side. This will make it a lot easier to work on the machine. We are aware of the issue at this point. I don't think we have to continue to have it on. Quite frankly, continuing to have the machine on while we're moving it around and poking and prodding at it, it's just asking for things to go wrong. So, generally speaking, you should never operate a 3D printer when it is opened up like this one is. You don't want to do that. Fix it now before you forget where the screws go. Ah, I see an individual of culture as well. Yep. That's why we're continuing to do it. We are continuing to do it because I know I will forget where the screws go. So, we gotta start playing the same old game. See a screw, remove a screw. It's my favorite game. Now, the nice thing is, Bambu uses pretty much the same size screws on their machines. So, once you've worked on one Bambu machine, it's not too bad to work on the others. Ashley Williams says, when I fixed my PS4 Blu-ray drive, I had 4 spare screws left over. Well, that's just for weight savings and aerodynamics, clearly. And since you live in rocket country, clearly, your PS4 now goes faster. Okay. Pull this screw out. All right, now I got to pull off all the screws holding in the USB-C cable here on the top. You fixed it wrong if there are no spare screws. So true, though. But I will say, for all the things that Bambu does wrong, they know where to put the friggin' screws. So that's a plus. They really do have the engineering of these machines figured out. Just fire safety is not really their thing. So we might need to do this as a two-part stream. It's already 6 o'clock. Have a feeling this is going to end up being a two-part stream because I'm also realizing that I have not had a dime of food all day, and I am starting to feel a little sad. So I think I might want to get some food here and just come back to this probably around the same time tomorrow. But with a haircut, which would be ultra funny to come back and finish it, but with a haircut. Right? Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. Come back tomorrow, but with a haircut. Ah, okay. Well, here's the stepper motor. Outside of like, I really just want to replace it. But I also need to check to see if it has issues on the back side of this board. Backside and front side look okay. So like, here's the question we have to ask ourselves. Do we just replace the stepper? Do we assume the stepper is bad? Do we just replace the stepper? I think we do. I think we just replace the stepper. And the worst part is, if that's the case, I'm done for right now with this machine. Do we hear Grant? I am not donating my hair again. It's nowhere near long enough. I'm trying to think of like what other options we have. I guess I could like plug in. No. You have to connect to everything to try it. Yeah, I think this one has to stay. Is there any way to check that cable first? Not without like a board that I could plug this into and verify, right? Because like the stepper feels fine, but when it's trying to extrude, it's just going back and forth a ton. I mean, this looks like it's a brand new printer. Without fully pulling the motor open, pull a stepper out of another A1. That is more work than I want to go through. If it's a Hotend, fine. But this is a pain in the ass to get to. And yeah, chances are it's got a winding that has failed. That's generally what happens. Like, it's so unlikely. It is so unlikely that it's the driver. It's so unlikely. Now, it's not impossible, but it's heavily unlikely that it's the driver. So, because of that, I need a bag. And I guess it's time to put all the screws away. I will try to put some of them kind of back where they belong, more or less. But yeah, we're gonna need some parts. Is there a way to quickly inject 5 volts into the stepper? Not that I have immediately handy. So like I've got a benchtop power supply. It's not in front of me. Well, it is technically in front of me. It's just a little far away. But I don't have small enough leads on it to power the motor. So I have I think the right move is to just go ahead and replace the motor. And if it still fails, then okay, we know it's probably not the motor. Steve Builds, member of 31 months. Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciated, as always. Opa. Okay. We're going to take all of this hardware, and it goes into a bag. I hate to do this to myself, because I am absolutely going to forget where things go. But, unfortunately, such is life. I will have to watch a video that somebody did on how to disassemble the extruder and then do it in reverse. It sucks, but not much I can do. So we are 0 for 2 on safety for these Bambus. So there's that. 0 for 2 on the safety. Do we get the third A1? It's brand new. Why are you messing with it and not Bambu? Because the customer asked me to. Now, it looks like the extruder has had wear. But I think the hot end's brand new. I can see you're right through the hot end, but yeah, there's definitely some wear on the extruder. This machine's probably not brand new. The build plate is, because that was from another A1 that he had me assemble when he brought everything over. So. No, we're 0 for 2 in safety. We're 1 for 2 in success. So that first machine is perfectly fine. I am happy with it. It works. Life is good. Life is good. All right, yeah, let's do, since we're on an A1 kick, let's hit this last A1. This last A1 is from a different person. This A1 was sitting in storage for about 6 months, according to the user. They could not get it to print when they turned it on. And so they would like us to take a look at it. They could not guarantee the quality of anything. And I guess they had issues loading the AMS. So, yeah. First thing we always do, we wipe down that build plate. Always make sure that build plate's reasonably clean. Like, this machine is dusty. Like, if I wipe the top of it, you can see that it's dusty. But it did reek of marijuana. Like, it was really smelly when it came in. I had to leave it outside of the shop for a few hours to, like, air out because it smelled really strong of marijuana. And that's, well, it's not what I'm trying to do over here. So, there could be some opportunity to swap pieces between machines, but right now, I don't think we're gonna do that. Just to try to keep track of, like, who owes me what. Since these are 2 separate customers. In theory, I could take parts from the working machine, but that just seems stupid to cannibalize a working machine for a non-working machine. So I had a talk with the owner about smoking weed around 3D printers. By all means, smoke whatever you want. I don't care, right? That's your life, not mine. You make your own damn decisions. However, marijuana and other, like, oily style smokables, right? They will have Jesus Christ. They will have a tendency to build up that gunk that you get in, like, the bottom of bongs on your build plates. So I'm like, dude, I really don't care that you smoke. It doesn't mean anything to me one way or the other. You do you. But just so you know, keep it clean. Just keep it clean. So this one came to us with the principal complaint of it was not loading filament. It did come with 4 rolls of filament already attached. So we got that going for us, which is nice. It's one less thing I have to buy. It just feels like these Bowden tubes are really short, but I know it's supposed to be on the other side. So whatever. Two, 3, and 4. All right. All right, so they said they had trouble with feeding from the AMSs. So with this machine, the first thing that I really want to do is go ahead and see if the AMSs load. It's going to waste a little bit of filament, but that's okay. We want to check functionality. Yes, the little thing that keeps that up is gone. No, I don't really care. All right, filament. That is the nice thing with the friggin' Bambu, man. It, those NFC tags, man, when they work, they freaking work. Is the back plate bulging out? No? No, oh, that's just the shadow. It looks fine to me. All right, we're gonna load the first one and see what happens. Troy Day says, hope you don't have to pee in a cup in the near future. When I get drug tested, they test hair. So yeah, I wasn't near them when they were smoking, so I'm fine. But I have already reported the fact that I was around something that smelled heavily of marijuana, but I was told it is not an issue. So. Oh, the case by the main power cord looks bulging? Oh, yeah, right there. Ah, there you go. It's just loose. I'm sorry, it's gonna bother me to not, like, clean all the dust off this machine. Like, look at that dust. It's dirty. Dirty. Okay. Slot 1 works. Wonderful. Tell me I'm going to run into 2 machines that just needed to be cleaned. That's fine. I'm happy to take the money. Right? That goes to buying, presents for the holidays, all right? That ain't no problem. I thought I was joking, but do you need to do testing as part of ITAR and other certs? Yes. Yes, we do. All right, so the blue loaded. That's good. Let's go to the black. Of course, it's going to work perfectly. Hey, look, easy 75 bucks. This is why we charge a minimum. And so for those of you out there that are running a 3D printer repair business, we have made the decision where as long as it's a machine that we believe has some value, We do not charge the customer up front. The machine is the collateral. If they don't pay us, they don't get their machine. So that's how that works. What the heck? Okay, that's just purging the black, or that's purging the blue. Okay, so we're now gonna retract the blue. Great. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're gonna load in the black. I'll give these AMS lights credit. These things are actually really nice. They're oddly shaped, but damn. Especially with this NFC, like, as long as Bambu doesn't lock down and force you onto their materials only, the NFC stuff is nice. Okay, I can see black. Awesome, we're gonna go to red and we'll finish on the white. I get that so Ashley says I hate the AMS light, it's ugly. I get that it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but in terms of space efficiency, it's kind of there, you know? And yes, I would agree that having one AMS would be nice. Quite frankly, I would like to see AMS compatibility backwards and forwards. So like, I would love to use an AMS light on an X1 carbon and an AMS on an A1. I think that would be awesome. But like in Florida, the enclosed AMS is no different than this. You can't keep it hot, or you can't keep it dry, so it doesn't matter. Okay. The pooping system on this is stupid though. It does just poop all over the table. This friggin' thing is Deborah's desk over here. Objective says space efficiency. It takes up the same footprint as the printer. I shelved my AMS light and use the BMCU I built because it hooks to the printer. What is a BMCU? I don't know what that is. You have to help me out on that one, boss. All right. I don't see red yet. But that's fine. We're going to now load BMCU is Chinese open source AMS. And that works on a Bambu. There are machines, there are open source solutions that have figured out how to work on the Bambu. That's pretty cool. A+ for that. Wait. Oh. Ha. 3 is white. 4 is red. Ha. That's really funny. Oh, I see what happened. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, well. They have it loaded incorrectly, but that's all right. Tell me this thing is going to have no issues. Like, come on. I literally just cleaned it. Well, we'll print... yeah, the only thing I need to do right now is just swap the spools. So this spool belongs up here. So far, the only thing that was wrong with this machine is that spool's in the wrong spot. Load complete. Okay. All right. Let's print a Speed Benchy. Screw it. Ah, yes, file name Datleen Doe. Yeah, mags. What in here is not gonna be legal? What do we got the most of? Let's do the red. Sure. Oh, whoops. Watch it be this simple. That's going to upset me. That's going to upset me if it is this easy. Oh, man. Oh, while we're waiting for this, that thing has an internal memory. Yes, and it has a an SD card. I even... That was weird. Why'd you make that noise? I even brought out my laptop in case I would need to do any of that. But so far, nope. Supposed to do MMC only SD card. Yeah, I don't know if it has the MMC or not. Haven't bothered to look, to be honest with you. Hanger 51 says, "Hey Grant, how you doing?" We're just waiting to see if this machine prints. If it does, then cool. Easy money. Then we have one machine left. I can see it being annoying, but I do think it's cool. They figure out how to run the steppers to get that sound. Oh, dude, we've been doing that for years. Back in the MakerBot Thing-O-Matic days. That was the first time I ever used, it was basically, you gave it a MIDI file, and Repetier host could take that MIDI file and you could add it to the beginning or the end of your G-code. So when I worked at the local science museum, of course, we rickrolled you when you started and when you ended a print. It's great. But yeah, you can do this on any 3D printer. Floppytrons, exactly. I was gonna say you can do it with floppy disk drivers, floppy disks as well. But I'm dating myself when I say the floppy disk, the 3 1/4 inch floppy. Jimmy's got to be up in 5 hours. Good night, good sir. Ashley says, my favorite was when they combined floppy disks, dot matrix, and bad hard drives to make music. Hell yeah. 3D Lab and More says, what's my favorite Bambu printer? I only have an X1 Carbon, and I've had a not great relationship with that machine. When it works well. The problem is it often gets upset with me. And after seeing 2 out of 3 A1s, and we haven't checked the third A1 to figure it out yet, but minimum 2 of 3 A1s getting unreasonably hot, it's not the A1. I do think the A1 is stellar value, but dude, if we're like running into these issues, no. Oh, that first layer looks like garbage. Will it figure itself out? Let's find out. It will not. But it feeds filament. So technically, that's what I care about. What we will do is we will go find the regular Benchy, and we'll just try that. All right. I'm not going to wait for the entire Benchy. I just need to make sure that it prints accordingly. Once it does... Shut up! Once it does, we will go ahead and take this one apart and see if it also has these issues. This, from my understanding, is an older machine. Why did you just poop on the bed? Like, what's the point of that? You're not Amber Heard. Get out of here. I am hungry. I want pizza. Gotta make sure it's printing properly. Yeah, you gotta make sure it's printing properly. Yeah, my body wants carbs because it hasn't eaten all day. I've had no sustenance. Back in 1976, we could make our high school IBM 1130 play music over the AM radio by running a program that did the right number of XORs to create the desired AM radio interference. That's cool. That's cool. That's super cool. The internal disk was a lot more rigid than the bigger real floppies. That's true. The 3 1/4s weren't that bad. It was the big, like, 7, I think. Those are the big ones. Just see a video where a guy made a 3.5-inch floppy from scratch. Case of CNC'd aluminum. It wasn't great, but kind of worked. Oh, hey, you know. Oh, yeah, the old zip drives. Yep. I'm like at the right age to have used them, but never to appreciate them. So I'm 35. I was born in 1990. In fact, my birthday's in less than a month. Yeah. I know. I'm younger than a lot of you. I know. I can look at my metrics and know that. But that's okay. That's the cool thing about this industry, man. We've got a lot of people of various ages in this industry. I mean, it's still amazing to me that, like, this little drive has 16 gigs of storage on it, but that's nothing compared to what they can handle. It's kind of crazy. I just need like 4 layers. Why are we printing fast? Why is this thing printing so fast? It shouldn't be printing this fast. Okay, whatever. It wants to print this fast. I'm just gonna let it. Okay, it works. Hey man, sometimes the money's easy, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. All right, we're gonna go ahead and stop this print. There's no reason to continue. What we will do is unload. And yeah, that one's good to go back to the customer. We have the P1S. That's the last machine here that we got to figure out. Let me text. I'm going to text the customer with the multiple machines. Okay. Wonderful. All right. I'm happy with this machine too. It's one of those like, hey, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. This one we won. You don't always win. Easy money, though. There are times in life where money is easy. There are times in life where it's not. I will gladly take this time and remind myself of the time when it's not. Ah, crap. We didn't check to see if it was affected. Right. We didn't check that yet. We turn that back on. We'll figure that out here together. Thank you, Ashley. See, one of us is paying attention, and it's not me. I'm thinking about food. I'm hungry. I'm just thinking about what I'm going to do for dinner. Can you blame me, though? Can you blame me? DeFinch says hamburgers. Penguin Maker says Culver's. There's a pizza place in town I might go to. They do buffet style pizza. I'm feeling, as Jacob would say, peckish. So I think I want a bunch of food. A good German schnitzel. Well, Reliance, we only have one decent German place out here called Acropolis in Tampa, and it's okay on a good day. I think we're going to hold off on the P1S today because I'm hungry. Not Hungry Howie's. No, there's a place in Zephyr Hills. It's like Cece's, but it's family owned. And it's like $12. So. Andrew Rodgers says, feel like a drive. I got another hour till the pulled pork is ready. See, you can't say that and not end up sending me photos. You better put photos online. You better tag me in them. Or at least DM them to me. I want to see this this pulled pork. The next repair stream, in theory, will be tomorrow. Because I want to get these things out of my shop. But I'm getting to a point where I'm not really able to focus. So, yeah. It'll probably be tomorrow. Be tomorrow or Friday. Friday, I've got more availability. Tomorrow, I've got a bunch of stuff going on. So, I might wait till Friday. Or I might just say I do the P1S off camera. I don't know. I'm most interested in these A1s to see if they have the fire issue. Like, that's really why I'm doing this. Don't get me wrong. It is fun to repair printers with everybody. However, it's, I don't know. It's just more. It's more than you want. We're not done yet. Don't worry. We're not done yet. All right. Let's check this one on the thermal camera. So this is a machine from a different customer. Oh, yeah. Yep. We've already got it. Ack is so hard to, like, hold the camera properly. Yeah, there's 127, 128. 138, 139, 140, 141. Okay, it must be at temp. That's almost at temp. Yeah. Here, if you want to see what let's see what a Bambu bed looks like. That's what a Bambu bed looks like under thermal. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, unfortunately, 3 for 3. Three for 3. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I was hoping that this was going to be a fluke, right? That, like, you know, only a couple of machines would have it. It's not going to be a big thing. No. Nope. It is a big thing. It's way bigger than we think it is. And it's affecting Bambus that are even much older. Three of 3. I am baffled. I am absolutely baffled. Now again, there is some level of discrepancy for the thermal camera, right? It's not a certified, calibrated, measured thermal camera. But yeah, at this point, I do not feel comfortable going forward in recommending A1s until Bambu actually solves this problem. 3 A1s, 3 identical issues, and I'm not certain outside of doing a full board replacement what there is to fix it. And to be clear, it's not my damn job, right? I mean, I'll do it for the right amount of money, but it's not my damn job. So, I don't know. What would you guys do if you were in my position on this one? I'm kind of at a loss. I'm kind of at a loss. What would you all do? What would you guys do? Because, like, here's the problem, right? Everybody already sees me as, like, the Bambu hater. And what am I supposed to do here? 3 machines, 2 separate owners, years apart. These are multiple years apart for these machines. Different zip codes, different counties. And we're seeing identical problems. What am I supposed to do as a content creator to try to bring attention to this? A lot of people just say, oh, he's just a hater. I'm not. I can prove it. Right here. Bona fide evidence. What more do you need? Like, what more do people need? You all tell me. Just do a check. What is your camera registering your skin temperature? Oh, dude, that's super smart. That's super smart. Yeah. You're right. We should do that. All right, I'm finishing a retweet here, and then I'll yeah. Either way, even if we're 10C off, 130C is not safe. Right. All right. You all want to see skin temps, so let's do that. Where did I put the camera? Dang it, Bobby. That's my purse. I don't know you. There it is. Okay. All right, because it is just easier, I'm going to, well, here. Put it down like that, but... That's my hand. So, about 37 Celsius. Is that right? Oh, it's upside. I'm like, it feels like it's upside down. My face is in like the mid 30s. Let's see. 37C2F. Literally 98.6 degrees. It's correct. (37C to F is 98.6 degrees. That is exactly what your skin temperature should be. So yes, this is not a calibrated machine. It's not measured. It's a $200, Amazon special thing. If you scroll up in the chat, you'll see where we put it. Sammy says, everything I read says this is completely with range for an NTC thermistor. Am I missing something? This is not NTC thermistor in the hot end. This is one in a power supply. It is not within the range of its operating conditions. We have over 60 confirmed cases where those parts overheated and effectively caught fire. So they're operating outside of their range. And even if their range, let's say their range is up to 150 Celsius. Do you really want something on the bottom of your machine getting hotter than the things on top of your machine? You tell me. Actual fire, technically yes. I have boards with scorch marks on them. However, the casement for the machine is made out of fire retardant plastic, so all they've ever really done is just burned holes in them. And while, yes, that's safer than most, I will give that to Bambu. The problem that we run into is that the one time it happens, where it's sitting on cardboard, for God's sakes, or sitting on something that's really flammable, who's going to get blamed for this? It's not the person putting their printer on cardboard. Yes, that is stupid. I don't disagree with you. It is stupid to put your printer on cardboard. However, your printer should not melt holes in itself because the pieces, the components, are not designed for what they're being hit with. Ah! I'm trying to Gamers Nexus this. I have a few dead boards. I want to collect all the dead boards we possibly can and have them get tested by an actual testing facility and get a real report back for why these are failing. And then we can go to you guys and say, we did the research. Here's a lawyer. We've spent thousands of dollars on this video. And I agree with Gregman here saying, I don't want anything going higher than 20% lower than its top rating. Yeah, so if it's rated for 150, I don't want it above 120. In fact, I don't want anything internal getting above 100. It's not safe. You're above the glass transition temperature of the ABS or the nylon that the thing is made out of. I'm sorry, but they're relatively easy machines to work on. I'll give them that. As far as what I was expecting, I guess. But 2 out of 3 machines are running great. All 3 of them have major, major problems with these NTC thermistors. This issue is much larger than we thought it is. And, well, I think I now have my topics for next week's Print Fix Friday. Good thing I needed to get it done early. I'll film it probably tomorrow. But, there you guys go. It ain't right. And I don't have a good solution to fix it. So, if someone wants to get Gamers Nexus involved, I am happy to work with Steve on it. But I need someone to get me in contact with Mr. Burke so we can, you know, go down this path. But I think this issue is way deeper than we think it is. So. But that is it, guys. That's all I really have for you all. I guess I'm disappointed. I really, really wanted this. Really wanted this to be something that really wasn't that big of a deal. Right? I wanted to come on here, get these printers running, test them and find out, oh yeah, it's no big deal. It doesn't matter. But it turns out that's not the case. So, yeah. That's all I have for you all today. We're going to do some more research on this. If you have an A1 and a thermal camera, please check it. Post it online, tag us. Set the bed to like 75C, and then read that NDC thermistor. So, that's all, guys. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. Don't forget to leave a like and get subscribed. And as always, keep making awesome. I'm going to go get some food. I'm hungry. See ya.